clap, boom. What you saying, people? Okay, gonna try and keep this energy up as possible, considering energy levels are fluctuating with what we got going on at the moment. So what we're saying, it is the spring equinox. Spring equinox traditionally happens around the 21st of March. Right now we just hit the 21st of March. Now officially this year the sun actually ingressed into Aries at 3:49:29 seconds in the morning on the 20th of March. So we're talking about, I want to say 3:50. That's 10 to 4 in the morning AM. Yeah, yesterday. So yeah, we're a good couple of hours now, a few hours into the spring equinox. So spring, happy Aries, happy New Year, happy Zodiac New Year, and whatever else that actually falls on this day. I'm sure there's another celebration or two that I have not got the correct name for. Got a little bit of music on my ears. Hopefully it's not audible by the mic, but if I start singing randomly, you know what it is. Anyway, yeah, that's to keep me happy. Music. Right, yeah, so sun in Aries, yeah, starts a whole new 364/65/66 in the leap year, which this is, days of the zodiac, right? Now, in terms of planets that I've looked at that are doing any busy business, action, moving, I mean, there's some big players, and everything in the sky really is sitting around Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Yeah. So from Taurus, you got Venus, through to Capricorn, where you've got Jupiter. That's kind of the most of the busy area of the sky, mostly being Capricorn, bit of Pisces, Aries being the sun, the big ball star light in the center of the zodiac. Synchronicity, 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 synchronicity. Yeah, they are not the lyrics to the song, but the way how the solo kind of plays out, like, it sounds like synchronicity, 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 synchronicity. You just hear what you need to hear, don't you? Boom. Right. So yeah, keeping it very real, right? Like I said, I had to do what I could do to keep the energy levels up, and that might be the feeling, might be the music, might be the emotion, whatever it is for you. Each and every person has different kind of wiring, which allows them to function at their best and why they operate the way they do. And this is kind of reflected through the planets and their placements in the sky. Yeah, that's nice and clear and audible. So, who do I want to look at? Saturn, yeah? So let's speak about Saturn. Saturn's going to go into Aquarius, yeah? Saturn goes into Aquarius on the 22nd. So tomorrow about, I think it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Let me fly through here and see if I can show you on the screen. Keep you involved. Right, I'm going to go a day. Bang. Then I'm going to go another hour or two. I think it's like 4 o'clock tomorrow. There you go. Wow. Could be minutes behind. Seeing as I'm on astrology channel, there we go. And I'm the guy that's bringing the data. I feel like I should bring the correct seconds, time, minutes, information. There we go. Go about 1 minute. I think that's the minute. 3 hours, 58 minutes, 59 minutes, give or take. So yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning. You are talking about the ingress of Saturn into Aquarius. Yeah. So about 24 hours from now. So this is going to be, and this is where the smart guy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Ephemeris, Neil Mitchison, Enrique Pottinger, yeah. I know Neil Mitchelton's like a rest in peace. Like I think he died in 1991. Anyway, this piece of material here, most astrologers will have one. Like any astrologer worth the salt will have something of this nature. You can get them on digital formats that you can use on your phone. Got an old school one around there somewhere. There you go. So this one, right, is the 1900s to 1950. Yeah. This one's like 1950 to 2050. So this is like a working one that I can use for most people and most things. So let me flick to 2020. Right, so I've looked at what March, go in April, follow Saturn down the page. Yep, there's Saturn. So about 4 or 5 months is the average retrograde for outer planets. So wait there, yeah, Saturn gonna go into retrograde in July. No, it'll be before July. It goes back into Capricorn though in July. So that is the main part of information that I needed to get. So Saturn will actually go retrograde in May. About the 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th. But by July, from the 1st degree of Aquarius, so this is how slowly things can move. It's basically going to go 1 degree, 0 degree, back onto the 29th degree. Let me show you. So here, where it's at 0 degrees, it's going to go 1 degree, freeze almost pretty much, and then go back to 29th degree, probably through to about, what's it showing here, 25th degree. So where Pluto and Mars are now like 23, 24, 25 degrees, Saturn will actually get back to 25 degrees Capricorn. So it's not the last we've seen of Saturn in Capricorn and what's been going on at the moment. But once that does happen and then it will leave to go into Aquarius, that'll be the last time Saturn will be in a Capricorn for the next 28, 29 years. The nature of Saturn is it spends about 2 years, 2.5, maybe 3 years in each sign. So about, I think I want to say 2017 December, we had Saturn come into Capricorn and leave Sagittarius. And then yeah, since then it's been in Capricorn. I was gonna say destroying and rebuilding, but it's met Pluto, which is kind of like the big head of what you want to call the doomsday point. That particular point was the 12th of January 2020. So we've known about this point as astrologers for a very, very long time. We actually follow these transits of planets around and study kind of what goes on in history and tie these things together. So I've actually said it in a video previous to this. I'll put the card on in this video. Let me check a timestamp in my head if I want to do it. Editing skills. Where I'm going to basically put the July video on. And I know because I've already looked at it. It's about 12 minutes 50 in. I start speaking about... Oh, that's it. So it's a video that I made in August about an eclipse and Mercury going direct in Leo. And 12 minutes, 30 minutes into the video, I basically speak about the 2020 prediction of things basically going a little bit haywire as they have now. Now, the reason I made the prediction is because, let me show you on the screen, following up. Saturn, who here we're talking about, Pluto, who I'm also talking about, they basically were at the same exact place on the 22nd degree, so basically smack bang here in Capricorn. And the point is they only meet every 35 years or so, because Saturn basically has to go all the way around and catch up to where Pluto was got to. And then that's the conjunction, which we kind of call the meeting in the sky of the two big forces. So when this is the case, I've got to stop that there. Oh, if I could get the advert past that. Go on. So when them two planets meet, Saturn and Pluto, it's kind of the reorder, the rescheduling of the whole government, I want to say hierarchy, the bigger systems. This relates to Saturn, and Capricorn also relates to this because Saturn rules Capricorn. So you're talking about the patriarchy, the outer structures, the skeletal overframe of things. There we go. Now, why I'm speaking like that, because if you follow me on the screen, like if you cut a chart in half and then in half again, so quarter the chart, the top where I'm here now, this is like a Capricorn point. This is kind of like what holds like the tent together of any kind of structure. So like if you're going to talk in terms of physical reality body, the skeleton, the skin, the teeth, the knees, these things all speak to what Saturn takes care of, astrologically speaking, but also like applies to like the joints and the structures of a building and a construction project, which actually have across the road for me has been causing a nightmare, and you may hear the beeps in previous videos gone by. So why do we say all that? Because Saturn basically spent a long time in Capricorn, as I've just mentioned, with Pluto and some other things, and a lot of building has been going on. If you check out my Instagram, actually, you'll be able to see the amount of building and restructuring and reframing. So that's esync444 on Instagram, where I have evidence of what I'm speaking about now, which was the old structures coming down, including big buildings, big monuments, anything that basically wasn't just listed and registered, any kind of space or open land that there was, they tried to build on it. They own it, they've got it, and they'll be building for years to come. Everything's kind of been bought and sold. There's a lot of demand on land, and has been. Right, anyway, yeah, that's talking to about how these planets have affected what's going on around us. And yeah, this, I ain't even gonna hype it. I don't want to hype it, but you want to talk about big killer virus, yeah. My understanding, right, is that somehow, some way, shape or form, this was made, and it won't really be a strange phenomena, because I believe, you know, AIDS, which was supposed to wipe out the whole wide world 35, 36, 37, 38 years ago, still there, but it's not wiped out the whole wide world. So that's kind of probably what COVID-19 is. It's like, is AIDS more serious than the flu? HIV? Like, certainly. But I think it's kind of the exact same situation again, where it's not necessarily the AIDS that's going to kill you, it's the flu after getting AIDS, because of what it does to your immune system. So that kind of sounds exactly how COVID's kind of coming in, same flex. The COVID itself's not going to get you, but it leaves you open and vulnerable to everybody else. So it sounds of like an echo to me of what has gone by and what we're now currently facing. Anyway, yeah, that's just talking about the reality. You can't like, how do I put it? I try to come to do what I do to make it make sense for people on the ground level, like you. What I'm saying there is that I'm talking about the planets and the stars in the sky, but everything I'm talking about is how they relate to us in physical reality, us as astrologers making the measurements, and how we interpret in particular planets. So yeah, basic astrology lesson. Venus kind of takes care of money and relationships and partnerships, yeah, and rules Taurus and Libra, so it is said. And if you want to know what's going on with money in relationships, or the tone or the flavour at any given time, you follow Venus's movement and see what aspects, i.e. what angles it lines up with these other planets, to see kind of what flow is going to be going on in the world in terms of money and relationships. Whereas you want to talk about, say, the moon here, which is showing up in Pisces at the time when Saturn goes into Aquarius. The moon talks about kind of the general undercurrent and feeling of the people and the masses, from women and children to everybody. Kind of relates to the high tide and the low tide, the menstrual cycle. Yeah, basically monthly, moon, lunar. This is all of the connections to the moon. So whatever sign you'll find the moon is, you'll find the mood. So that's why mood, moon, month, all of these words, etymologically speaking, sound the same and have relation to each other, because they're based around the same thing. It's not a coincidence, right? So follow the moon, you'll find what's going on with the people. Follow Venus, you'll find out where the money's at. Mars, so men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Mars speaks about the action and the drive and the will how we're going to push forward and get things done directly. Yeah, so Mars is all literally go go go, how you're going to do what you're going to do. So if you want to look to how things have been done, the actions are going to be taken, undertaken, or carried out here on the physical plane level, you want to look at Mars. Yeah, so when people are talking about all this pie in the sky astrology, I don't know how it relates. You need to kind of take an understanding of what the planets mean, and you'll understand how they relate to you and your sign and what's going on with this, and then it starts to make a bit more sense. That's what my job is anyway, to interpret it. So I'm not here on a come running to me, but like, I've been understanding that this kind of thing was going to happen, and the reason why I probably went into the field that I'm in now was to preempt what was going to happen when this did happen. And people are now going to have to reshift and refigure and reconfigure and refocus and realign all these words that got retrograde beginning Aries, readjust or adjust full stop to what is happening. So with this being the case, some people need a point of grounding or a point of reference or a point of understanding of how can I make my world work for me, because that is it. Astrology is about you, the individual. So if anybody wants to contact me in terms of like what I see happening for them in this time, or how like the current scenario plays out with their own birth chart versus their moments of the time, because that's how astrology works, feel free to contact me and I can make an arrangement to look at transit and progressions. Yeah, because that's talking about what's going on in the current time and the future, and yeah, the returns as well. I think that's what I'm gonna have to start looking into, because that's what people are gonna need and that's what people are gonna want. Okay, and keeping my eye on the time of the video. I don't want to make it too long, just long enough to cover the points that I need to speak to. So yeah, spring equinox. Happy Aries season. I think it's a void moon for the time being. Let me throw back to the clock. Moon in Aquarius just hit the 24th degree. There we go. I don't think it's making a autonomy aspect to a planet. Oops. So yeah, the moon might be void at the moment. Normally when the moon's void, it means just to get your things in order and yeah, keep it light. I'm gonna go because like I told you, this coronavirus ain't no joke. I wanted to keep the energy up as much as I could. The music was probably what's powered me through it. I'm going to look back and see how it plays through. It's probably me just rambling a little bit, but yeah, I'm still alive, so that's a gift in itself. Most of us who are, or anyone that can afford to listen to this, has the strength to take it on board and appreciate it for what it is. Understand that it's a matter of keeping calm within yourself, grounding yourself, try to manage your health as best you could. I think literally the thing what's made me a little bit better placed in this situation is having to manage my health over the last few years, and energy levels and all the things that I've had to deal with. So right now it's just like it's old hat now to me, because I think Saturn put me in a situation where I was forced to deal with it. So anyway, what I say, peace and love, signing out. Much love to everyone. Holler at you, boy. Deuces.